Howdy ho, folks. It's your multiversal medium here with hoping, knock on wood, the last episode of Harvestella. This freaking horrible nightmare can hopefully finally end. The only joy I'm getting is the fact that the machine looks like an angry tiki face right now. It's kind of like just making me feel a bit better about how bad everything in this game is, and it's never gotten good. Every ounce of writing contradicts itself, or is just a plot hole, or is just stupid. They constantly retcon stuff, whatever. Last episode, we made it further into the final dungeon, and we found out there was a company nobody knew about that was manning trying to make a giant supercomputer in the middle of the Earth made out of what the heck the Earth's made out of. By the way, the Earth was made out of monolite. If you don't know what monolite is, don't worry, nobody else knows what it is, except it's apparently the circulatory system for the universe as a whole, except that doesn't really make sense. Who cares? Anyways, every planet's a circulatory system for the universe as a whole. We're never going to talk about that because it's not actually a plot point. By the way, this entire dungeon is where stars are made, except no, we're never going to talk about that. That's not a plot point. It's completely irrelevant and it doesn't mean anything. But the entirety of Earth was made as a monolith, and actually was a monolith the entire time. Once it was discovered by a company nobody knew about, and there was no hints about, they tried to turn all of Earth into a supercomputer to make the paradise or grant humanity's wish. They don't really decide on which of those it is. They keep changing. They did this because, you know, crystals can reflect light, and as we know with fiber optics, wiring equates to computers. Look at that. That's a computer right there, apparently. Look at all the wires. That's a computer in this game's logic. Now, to get the computer running, they had a fake perpetual motion machine. What I mean by that is they didn't have a perpetual motion machine, but they think they did. Except no, they didn't, because the second you realize it's not an actual perpetual motion machine, it's just not one. That's effing dumb. And they are admitting it's not one. They also made homunculuses to be a weird hive mind thing as the operating system for a computer, but that doesn't make sense because a hive mind is not a computer. They also made automata / robots because I guess they thought that would make a computer, but that's not a computer. And if you mix all three of those, the fake perpetual motion machine, the homunculuses, and the automata / robots, you make whatever the heck is behind us, which they think is a supercomputer, but let's be effing honest, it's just effing dumb. We also pointed out that a bunch of freaking CEOs of some hidden corporations that nobody knew about made a homunculus for their supercomputer to be a 10-year-old girl, so they're creepy in that way. It's really gross. Anyways, this computer that really isn't a computer, it may as well just be a bunch of stuff you made in your backyard behind the shed as a 10-year-old, because this makes zero effing sense. Apparently is the reason Earth went to crap because, oh yeah, the Red Queen, the giant meteorite that crashed into Earth. No, it never crashed into Earth. It came up from Earth. That's a complete lie, except apparently it's just a lie. They lied about stuff, or they retconned it, or they didn't remember what the heck they wrote because they're incompetent. None of this effing makes sense. This is supposed to be the final boss. Let's get into this and hopefully this game's done. Anyways, they asked the computer to make paradise. So, like, figured out a bunch of data of all the data they fed into it, because apparently this is a computer interface. Hey, my system's falling asleep. Then it ran a simulation of humanity's collective will and executed it upon the planet. What do you mean by humanity's collective will? Although it was probably closer to collective unconscious. No. So now the supercomputer can apparently read people's minds and like read their collective unconsciousness, you know, their subconscious, the aspect of what everyone's kind of like hive minding all at once. Apparently this computer, which isn't a computer, could just do that. I freaking hate this. What is that? What's a collective unconscious? It was a concept invented by scholars of the Gregorian era. They hypothesized that a deeper facet of humanity's unconscious is connected. Okay, cool. That kind of nonsense is the reason I tear apart every aspect of the fantasy stuff they try to force down your throat. It's because they want it to be sci-fi instead. This game is constantly at odds with itself, with its frickin' narrative and world building. Except it can't even do world building. Oh, frickin' Christ. Towards the end, humans would leave their thoughts on the network as though keeping a life log. Okay. Regardless of whether the collective unconscious was real or not, Gaia extracted it from the overall data. Wait, what? Whether or not this thing it got all its data from was real or not, it got all its data from this thing. What does that mean? You just said, we don't know if that exists. By the way, it got all the data from that. What is wrong with the writing team? Studying the collective unconscious, which we don't know whether or not it exists, but it's totally able to study it, as though it were genuinely scientific, resulted in calamity, but we don't know if it exists whatsoever, so it couldn't have studied it. What are you talking about? No way. Yeah, the unearthing of the Red Queen. What do you mean unearthing? Just... I can't believe they said it was a meteorite and then just immediately said it wasn't. I'm curious, did this game start as like a weird sequel something of Chrono Trigger? Did this game start as a something related to Chrono Trigger? I'm curious about this giant meteorite that landed into the earth and burrowed underground. Because that's what the heck the Red Queen did in that one cutscene that we were told it's what it did. Just like Lavos, we have the trial cutscene. I'm curious if this game was meant to be something different at the start, and there's just various facets of it that are hinting at that. I don't know. I don't care enough. I never played Chrono Cross. I have weird memories of various cutscenes from Chrono Cross, even though I've never played it. And my brothers swear we never had it. I have a weird memory of several cutscenes from Chrono Cross, and nobody in my childhood says they ever owned Chrono Cross. So I don't know how to feel about that game. It scares me, and I do not want to play it with that knowledge. And I don't even want to watch like a Let's Play or all the cutscenes of that game with that knowledge. I don't know why I know some of the cutscenes from that game. I shouldn't. You mean to say that girl caused the emergence of the Red Queen? Yeah, sure. Because as we found out at the start of this dungeon, the Red Queen didn't crash into Earth. It just came out of the Earth. I already told you. All Gaia did was grant the wish of humanity's collective unconscious. But you said the collective unconscious probably doesn't exist. Humanity wished for its own extinction? No. It's dumb. Legit, that's dumb. That doesn't make sense. At a base level, if we're talking about the collective unconscious being a thing where all of humanity as a whole has a slight subconscious connection to all of humanity as a whole, that wouldn't make sense. Because that would be the subconscious most base aspect of the psyche. And do you know what the heck that is for all living things? Survival. Yes. This is just dumb. Anyways, that's right. After analyzing the collective unconscious of mankind, apocalypse was Gaia's conclusion. Sure. And still, Gaia continues to dream of humanity's destruction. Okay. The phenomena you call quietus, cancer dust. That's a weird way to make humanity go extinct. A giant supercomputer that's legit, like, hooked up to the biggest magic crystal ever, except we don't know how magic crystals work and they won't explain it. And it just decided to give cancer dust. So that's what's causing it, I guess. Okay, who are you? Will you finally answer that? Will you give me a name? Good question. You look like this girl, Gaia. But what are you? I didn't ask what, I asked who. She has not given me her name ever. You're also awfully well informed. I am the other Stella child. What? The Re-Gaia type, I suppose. But please just call me Re-Gaia. No, how would that work? No, BS. How would that work with all the things we learned? I would like to reiterate, This is a version of Gaia or whatever from Earth that was brought to this planet. She was brought to this planet via, I'm gonna assume, the terraforming frickin' Astrum Cell BS of the other crystals. So, with that in mind, there shouldn't be one for this planet. She is the one for this planet, technically. Why are there just two? That doesn't make sense with your own stupid BS logic. There's another Stella child. Why are you guys just all, like, instantly latching on to stupid... Oh, wow, she's awake. Who cares? Why is she just suddenly activated? What activated her? What caused that? Could she have activated at any point? No. Look, what was the cause of the activation? System ego. Intruder in Gaia's bedchamber detected. Commencing eradication protocol. What? We've been here for like 30 minutes. It looks like we're out of time. There was a timer? Why didn't you let us... I want to slap you. Gaia's defense mechanism seems to have detected you as threats. Oh, is it all the weapons? What about the monsters down here? Are those not threats? Do try not to lose. I hate you. I hate you just as much as every other character in this entire effing game. Oh my effing god.
Activating defense mechanisms. The system will now eradicate all foreign objects.
Okay. Guess we just have a boss fight that's... Okay, that was a lot of lag out of nowhere. Oh, it just makes monsters? Okay. That's... Okay. That seems like bullshit, but okay. That's... I would like to reiterate, nothing about the monsters on Earth whatsoever was part of them trying to eradicate life. There were just monsters on Earth as like just as part of Earth. That's just how they work. Oh my gosh. Is the final battle seriously just a gosh dang rush, an enemy rush? Are you serious? Oh my effing gosh. You know what's bad? They're actually worse than like a regular boss fight. These enemies are worse than a regular boss fight. They just don't have the same amount of HP. They hit harder than a regular boss fight, as you're probably noticing by how much I'm having to heal. Regular enemy attacks are just bad.
In defense, initiate alpha sequence.
Oh, that's a lot of lag.
Annihilation bit to eradicate subject.
That's just really bad. It's just... I hate everything. I genuinely just hate everything. So are we gonna have another, like, enemy rush after this? Oh, yeah, effing vey. Let's just try to get through this, I guess. Oh, hey, undodgeable attacks. Yeah, that's this game's bread and butter. That is this game's bread and effing butter. Undodgeable attacks. Oh my effing gosh.
Adjusting defense. Initiate beta sequence.
Okay, yeah, that's just...
to start up counterattack systems.
That's annoying. So, yeah, the electricity bit, that's just paralysis. That's just... The electricity on the ground, that's just paralysis right there. There's nothing you can do if you step into that. So that's nice. Not gonna lie. Totally not just super annoying when you have this kind of level of BS going on. Yeah, totally not just annoying. Yeah, I hate this. So stupid. But yeah, undodgeable attacks. That's this game's bread and butter for your enemies. I can't believe there's just like a full paralysis freaking thing paired with other don't stand in this stupid mechanics.
Initiate alpha sequence.
Like, oh my effing gosh. I cannot believe this level of stupid. Why is my camera zooming in suddenly? Why did my camera zoom in? Why is this so bad? Why is this just so bad?
Double down on them.
Like legit, the camera just zoomed in. It's still zooming in, Loki.
Forcing program start.
Like I can't see the other aspects of this arena. It just super zoomed in. Why is it so bad? Like there's a bunch of freaking stuff on the ground everywhere and I can't even see that. Oh my effing gosh. This is so unfair actually. The camera's just fighting me. This is... well, it's not as bad as Black Song White Scale, so whatever. Yeah, I can't even tell where everything on the ground is. Hey. Oh my effing gosh. This is so dumb. There's so many things wrong with the fact that the camera whipped from like a super zoomed out one to see the entire map to directly on my butt. Okay. I guess the fight's over. Music's gone. Humanity is over. Intelligent life wished for extinction. Okay, cool. Must complete objective to rescue humanity. I hate you. I hate you just like every other character. She fled? Yeah, apparently. Cool. Gaia went to the planet's center to progress the dream of humanity's end and its erasure from the universe. Okay, if she could have done that, why didn't she just do that from the beginning? Fine, brace yourself and listen carefully. If she had a complete and utter extinction thing that she could do whenever and it was her entire point to do it, why didn't she do it? Why has she just been chill? Whatever. Before long, quietus will blanket the entire planet. I don't care. I've been holding Gaia at bay till now, restricting quietus to just between the seasons. Because Gaia and I share the astrum cell of this planet. Okay. Now Gaia has consumed most of that astrum cell. Why didn't you just like get the set to deal with this? There is an entire effing robot army that she could have had constantly coming in to deal with this the entire time. The entire time. And it's not like they'll run out of robots. They could make more. They probably know how to recreate themselves because there's multiple versions of freaking Geist and they can just keep putting the freaking AI personality into other robots. So it's the same person just getting better at fighting her. Why didn't you just have the robots deal with this? Oh my effing god. And I no longer have that power. Okay, cool. I don't care. You shared an astrum cell? What exactly are you? What the heck is an astrum cell? Like, oh, it's the DNA of the planet. That's stupid. I'm a replicant of Gaia. Don't use the term replicant. Oh. I was born when the astrum cell of this planet was cloned. What? The astrum cell of this planet wasn't cloned. It wasn't. Earth's astrum cell was cloned and injected into this planet. I freaking... just write the story. Stop contradicting yourself in the same story. In that case, that would make you nothing. What she said was gobbledygook. Exactly. Think of me as a persona born from a program like Gaia's that resides in the sea's light. No. No. I access and study the data of certain groups of intelligent life forms through the sea's light. I don't care. And so I was awoken, tasked with making their prayers a reality. I don't care. It was a simple and pure wish, made some 2,000 years ago. They wished for humanity's survival. That doesn't make sense. She just contradicted herself. She said she was from the sea's light. She said she was from the sea's light, and she got the data while observing from the sea's light. But what's pushing her forward was something that happened on Earth. But she's a clone of this planet. She's literally not making sense. There's nothing she says makes sense. That must have been Jeffrey. Yeah, it was Jeffrey. Well, deduced, are ya? Humanity's beloved neighbor. That collective consciousness is my creator. What? What? So we were just talking before the boss fight about how humanity has a collective unconsciousness and how they're all like connected, and it's probably not an actual thing, but it's what the other frickin' thing used to collect data, even though it's probably not a thing. And then she's the collective consciousness, because humanity has a hive mind. It always has. Wow. And all of that hive mind just came together and made her. She's everybody's baby. Gosh dang, I hate this. There's still time left before Gaia consumes this planet. Okay. If she merges with the Proto, she will use one of the 5 Seas Light to do so. Just destroy them. Just destroy the Seas Light. Oh, well, like, they'll make all the things on the planet go out of whack. No, it won't. You terraform the planet to this point, it will keep moving in this direction. It just won't be Earth. It will continue as a planet. This planet now has a stable atmosphere, a stable, like, water cycle. It has frickin' a stable water level. We don't need the terraforming crystals anymore. We legit don't. Yeah, the planet's gonna have extreme climates, as every planet does when it's early on in its life cycle, but so what? It will still continue and it will foster life. And guess what humans are great at? It's one of the things they're actually amazing at. Adaptation. They would survive. On the other hand, you can use that Sea's Light to reach her at the center of the planet. Okay, so do we have another dungeon? Oh gosh. Take this with you. So the Proto Sea's Light just goes to the center of the planet? Since when? It just crashed onto the freaking... Like, it just crashed down. You receive the Gaia Seed. Okay. You can reach the center of the planet if you use this. Okay, can we just do it from here? What do we... Please, Ein, stop Gaia before humanity is swallowed up by her dream of its extinction. Okay. I don't care. I believe if anyone can succeed, it is you. Why? Why me? So are we legit just leaving to do another boss fight, or... Gosh, we got a cutscene chain, don't we? Gaia said Gaia would use one of the 5 Seas Light to erode the planet. Yeah, it's the fall one. Let's go. Look over there. Yeah, it's the fall one. Let's go. Oh wow, that's not how the Proto Seas Light was crashed into anything. Oh wait, is that the summer one? Cool. That's not eroding the planet, that's making a weird black hole thing. Why can't anyone freaking keep the plot coherent? There's some sort of black hole directly above the Proto... No, that was the Proto Seas Light. Hey, no the F it wasn't. We went to the Proto Seas Light, it was on a beach. What the F? Why can't they do anything right? I genuinely don't know why they can't do anything right. Is it a dimensional rift? Shut up, Arya. It might be the entrance to the center of the planet Regaya mentioned. How does that erode the planet? Which means Gaia must be inside. Okay. Whatever. You know what would have been a great way to get to the center of the planet? Remember when a giant laser beam came out of the earth and took us to the other dungeon, and we just went into the laser beam, not into the center of the earth or the hole it was coming out of. Wow. Yeah, that would have been a good way to get to the center of the planet. Whatever. This is all taking a terrible turn. Whatever. Is there anything we can do to stop it? Sure, why not? Why don't we just go slap her? We have to try, don't we? We've come this far. Agreed. I can't believe I'm getting another episode out of this. I just want this game effing done. Unless we just immediately have a boss fight and we don't get raffle stomped when I'm out of consumables. This will be the final battle. We should prepare for the worst. Sure, I'm out of consumables. I am. I'm out of juices. And, I'm hoping. I am hoping with all my effing hope. What do you mean, like, prepare for the worst, by the way? What do you mean by that? Oh, cool. I'm finally done with the freaking stupid Dragoon class. Took forever. Let's see here. Yeah, get that going. Yeah, one more and I can freaking actually... No way, it's 2 more. Whatever. I switched over to Arya's class because we apparently have level 6 closeness with Arya now, so we can see what a third panel is like. Is there a save point here? Time's going. Can I just leave? Can I go home? I don't know how to leave here. Okay, I'm sleepy now. I'm very tired. Does the timer go when you're in a boss fight? Can, like... Just, like, can you fall asleep and pass out in a boss fight? Is that a thing that can happen? Just curious. This game is pretty at times. I do like the look of just the glowing red trees and everything, contrasting the blue. Ah, well. Doesn't matter. I'm out of healing items, so, oh, Christ. How are we gonna do this? You don't need that. Those are just selling things. This stuff I can put down to start freaking growing. Because apparently these just take 1 spot. Moonfruit, hooray. Where do you get moonfruit? Well, in a giant crystal dungeon that's in a pillar of light. That's shooting up from somewhere, I guess. It looks like it's shooting up from the center of the earth, but that's not the center of the earth. The center of the earth's elsewhere, as we know. So, we could use these. Just... I'll tell you what, guys. I think I need to... I hate to say this. I need to grind out healing items. What the absolute heck? What is going on there? What?
Farm work is pretty good when
The absolute... What? Is that showing up in my record? Yeah, it's beneath the UI. What the heck? Oh my effing god. The game's almost over. It doesn't matter. The game is almost over. It doesn't matter if there's a giant sun in your room and it's not going to let you sleep at night. The game's almost over. I didn't even get a level. Oh my effing gosh. Whatever. Whatever. Okay, I'll tell you what, guys. I'm gonna just try to get a bunch, and I mean a bunch of healing items as best I effing can. It's not gonna go well. It really isn't. As you know by now, you can't buy any produce, really. You can't do anything like that. Healing items are Oh my effing gosh, that just destroyed my ears. Healing items are made via mainly juicing things. That is the default best way to make healing items because they don't take up your stomach gauge. Yeah, I know I can eat things to heal up.
#1 speciality.
But that does... You guys aren't doing farm work even. Shut up. I hope they're finally being picked up on the mic too. But with that in mind, like I said, you can't even buy things to juice. None of the shops have anything that's useful. They just don't. There's no reason to buy things in the shops. Besides seeds, and I seriously got freaking that much lumber back to back. Oh my effing gosh. It's one of the possibilities of the things you get from a freaking harvest node, and I've gotten 5 lumber in a row. It's so infuriating. Anyways, I will... Should I just call the episode here? It's been an episode. But off screen, I'm going to be putting off the complete and utter extinction of the world and trying to get cold berries, even though I haven't gotten a single one, as you can tell. Because that's how this game goes. So I'm going to be going through maybe the rest of the season just trying to get healing items. Because I refuse to effing farm in a game that's literally just trying to force you to farm because they realize they didn't make a good effing farming game.
Bye-bye.
So, I guess I'll talk to you guys later. I was really hoping for this to be the last effing episode. I really was. I really effing was. But no, it's done by Square Enix, and they had to do the whole "this isn't even my final form" BS. Because they don't know how to have anything writing-wise. It's just so stupid. Okay. Okay. I'll talk to you guys in hopefully only one more episode of Harvestella. Hopefully. I swear to God, hopefully. Yeah, still no cold berries. This is so stupid. Actually, we're gonna go collect all the harvest notes. Did I get a single berry today? Ooh, I got 2. Finally. Got 2. Oh, hey, the unfair enemies that can hit you from across the map. Wow. How unfair. How enemy. Can I hopefully get 3 berries so I can make the 3 juices I'm going to need to tomorrow? Or am I going to have horrible luck and only end up with 2 berries I can make tomorrow? Oh, the options are only those 2. Gosh dang it. Well, I got 3. Congrats. I truly lucked out by getting one of the 6 items you can get from a harvest node after having 24 rolls of those harvest nodes. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later in what is hopefully the final episode of Harvestella. Do I have enough materials to actually upgrade my equipment? Should I just fish to try and upgrade my equipment too? Does it matter? Not really. I don't think it does. I get so little money from everything. I don't know what the effing point of the chestnuts is. You get like near no money from them. Like practically nothing. And you could argue like, yeah, they're for cooking or whatever. And it's like, well, they're a thing I grew on my farm, and I am constantly told that is the only way you're supposed to be making money because there's no real good viable way to make it besides selling produce, and it's a produce. Well, if you cook it, that doesn't matter. It doesn't increase the price. It's still worthless. Anyways, I guess I'll also try to fish for a bit and get enough money to upgrade my gear and get enough healing items to beat the final boss. I'll talk to you guys later. It's probably going to take me like an hour just to do that. Oh my effing gosh. Yeah, I do have enough to upgrade my gear. Okay. Yeah. I guess I'll be doing that. I'll talk to you guys later. Ciao. God effing dang it.